Whoopi Goldberg's leaving Twitter.
I'm getting off. I'm getting off today because I just feel like, it's so messy.
The recent controversy surrounding Elon Musk and Whoopi Goldberg has taken social media by storm, sparking conversations that transcend the worlds of entertainment and technology. Elon Musk, the visionary entrepreneur known for his bold statements and often controversial opinions, has targeted Whoopi Goldberg, a revered figure in Hollywood with a legacy that spans decades. The clash between these two influential personalities has left people on both sides of the cultural and political spectrum stunned, as Musk exposed what he claims to be some of Goldberg's darkest secrets while vehemently criticizing her for her woke views. What followed was a public shaming that opened a Pandora's box of conversations about celebrity culture, free speech, and the blurred line between truth and opinion. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Musk's attack on Goldberg didn't happen out of the blue. The two have long been vocal about their differing perspectives on major social and political issues, with Goldberg being an outspoken liberal and Musk leaning more towards libertarian ideals in recent years. Whoopi Goldberg, as one of the key figures on The View, has consistently represented the more progressive wing of American media. Her advocacy for social justice, her criticism of former President Donald Trump, and her frequent denunciations of what she perceives to be systemic racism have made her a cultural icon on the left. However, it's these very beliefs that have now been targeted by Musk, who accuses her of being part of a larger problem within Hollywood's elite circles, what he sees as an out-of-touch woke agenda. The incident started when Musk, who is now the owner of X, formerly Twitter, used his platform to criticize what he described as Goldberg's hypocrisy in both her personal and professional life. He alleged that Goldberg's carefully curated public persona does not align with her private behavior and views. Musk alluded to secrets from her past, hinting at actions and decisions that he claimed would tarnish her reputation if fully exposed. Although he did not provide detailed evidence at the time, the mere suggestion of such scandals sent shockwaves through social media, where discussions quickly erupted. It is worth noting that Musk's critique did not stop at Goldberg's alleged personal shortcomings. He used the opportunity to also denounce what he perceives as her role in promoting a divisive and destructive form of cultural politics. Musk has long been a critic of the woke movement, which he claims stifles free speech and creates a hostile environment for those with dissenting views. According to Musk, Goldberg epitomizes the worst aspects of this movement, using her platform to spread an agenda that polarizes society and shuts down meaningful debate. He argued that figures like Goldberg are part of a celebrity class that thrives on virtue signaling while being disconnected from the real struggles of ordinary people. What makes this saga particularly compelling is that Musk framed his attack not just as a personal vendetta, but as a moral crusade. He went so far as to suggest that Goldberg should be investigated for her actions, implying that there is more to her past than meets the eye. This call for an investigation has, of course, drawn intense scrutiny from Goldberg's supporters, who see it as an attempt to smear her name without basis. Nevertheless, the suggestion alone has been enough to generate a flood of conspiracy theories and speculations, with some wondering whether Musk knows more than he is letting on. The implications of Musk's accusations are far-reaching. For one, it raises questions about the role of powerful public figures like Musk and Goldberg in shaping cultural discourse. With both of them commanding massive platforms, Goldberg through television and Musk through social media, this very public spat highlights how personal conflicts between celebrities can escalate into larger societal debates. In this case, the issue at the heart of the controversy is the woke movement, which has been a flashpoint in American politics for years. By criticizing Goldberg's support of this movement, Musk has not only made a statement about her, but also about the broader cultural forces she represents. Moreover, Musk's allegations raise deeper concerns about the weaponization of personal information in the public sphere. Even though Musk has not yet substantiated his claims with concrete evidence, the mere act of making such serious allegations can have a profound effect on public opinion. In today's fast-moving media landscape, where news cycles are often driven by sensationalism, even unproven rumors can tarnish a person's reputation irreparably. In this case, Goldberg's supporters have rallied behind her, dismissing Musk's accusations as baseless attacks motivated by their political differences. However, the fact that these accusations have been made in such a public forum means that they will likely follow her for some time. The cultural and political divide that this event highlights cannot be overstated. Musk and Goldberg represent two sides of a growing schism in American society. One side embraces progressive ideals, often focusing on issues like racial and gender equality, while the other side champions free speech and individual liberties, pushing back against what they perceive as overreach by the woke left. Musk's attack on Goldberg has, in many ways, become a microcosm of this larger conflict, with both sides accusing the other of being out of touch with the realities of the world. For Musk, this event is yet another chapter in his ongoing battle against what he sees as the excesses of the progressive movement. In recent years, he has positioned himself as a champion of free speech, using his influence to push back against censorship, cancel culture, and political correctness. His purchase of X, formerly Twitter, was, in part, motivated by his desire to create a platform where people could speak freely without fear of being silenced by what he views as an overly sensitive and increasingly authoritarian left. His criticism of Goldberg is therefore not just about her personally, but about the broader ideological battle he is waging against figures like her who, in his view, contribute to the erosion of free discourse in society. For Whoopi Goldberg, this moment represents a challenge to her standing as a cultural icon. While she has faced controversies in the past, none have been quite like this. Musk's accusations, even if unproven, place her under a microscope in a way she has not experienced before. It also forces her to confront the reality that being a prominent advocate for progressive causes comes with a target on her back, especially in a climate where political and cultural debates have become deeply personal. How Goldberg responds to these allegations will likely shape her public image for years to come. Will she choose to ignore Musk's provocations, or will she confront them head-on? Either way, the damage may already be done, as the court of public opinion can be unforgiving. The public reaction to this controversy has been predictably polarized. Musk's followers, many of whom share his disdain for the woke movement, have celebrated his takedown of Goldberg as a victory for free speech and accountability. They argue that celebrities like Goldberg have for too long been able to push their agendas without being held accountable for their own behavior. On the other hand, Goldberg's supporters have framed Musk's actions as an unjustified attack on a woman who has spent her career advocating for marginalized groups. For them, this is a clear example of a powerful man using his influence to discredit and silence a female figure in the media who speaks truth to power. The media's role in amplifying this conflict cannot be overlooked either. With headlines focusing on the salacious nature of Musk's claims and the dramatic fallout, the substantive issues at the heart of the debate, free speech, political polarization, and celebrity influence, are often overshadowed. This is a common pattern in media coverage today, where controversy and conflict drive engagement, often at the expense of meaningful discussion. In the case of Musk versus Goldberg, the nuances of the issues they represent are being drowned out by the spectacle of their public feud. One of the more significant aspects of this controversy is the broader implications for how society views the intersection of celebrity and politics. Both Musk and Goldberg are more than just entertainers. They are public figures with substantial influence over public opinion. Musk, with his wealth and technological ambitions, has become a symbol of the future, while Goldberg, with her long history in Hollywood, represents a more traditional form of celebrity activism. Their clash is emblematic of a larger societal shift, where figures from disparate spheres, technology, entertainment, and politics, are increasingly colliding in the public arena. The outcome of this conflict, therefore, has ramifications not just for Musk and Goldberg, but for the future of celebrity influence in politics and culture. The Musk-Goldberg saga, already a sensational story, delves even deeper into the complexities of celebrity influence, public scrutiny, and the modern media landscape. The fact that Elon Musk, one of the most influential men on the planet, chose to single out Whoopi Goldberg, a prominent entertainment figure, adds layers of intrigue to what could otherwise be dismissed as just another celebrity feud. Beyond the immediate shock value of his claims, this situation prompts broader reflections on how our society handles such public conflicts, the role of power in media discourse, and how personal attacks are now becoming critical points in global cultural debates. When Elon Musk first launched his tirade against Whoopi Goldberg, the public reaction was intense and widespread. Social media exploded with discussions, speculation, and passionate defenses from both sides. The frenzy wasn't just about the people involved, but about the topics they symbolized: woke culture, accountability, and hypocrisy. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her powerful advocacy on social justice and progressive issues, found herself under a spotlight that Musk had firmly fixed on her. The intensity with which Musk came after her highlighted his conviction that celebrities like Goldberg wield too much unaccountable power in influencing public narratives. One of the most fascinating aspects of this confrontation is the timing. Musk's verbal attack on Goldberg came at a moment when both celebrities were deeply embroiled in their own respective challenges. Musk has been navigating the complex waters of social media ownership and global influence. After taking over X, he faced tremendous scrutiny for his decisions about content moderation, platform policy changes, and the larger role X would play in fostering or suppressing free speech. On the other hand, Goldberg has been part of heated debates over cultural issues, including race, gender, and politics on The View. As the entertainment industry continues to grapple with evolving views on representation and political correctness, Goldberg's outspoken views have at times placed her at the center of controversy. Elon Musk's criticism is far from random. It reflects the growing tension between the elite sectors of Hollywood and the burgeoning tech entrepreneur class. Historically, these two worlds have remained somewhat separate, with Hollywood primarily shaping culture and entertainment, and Silicon Valley focusing on innovation and technological development. However, in recent years, the boundaries between these sectors have blurred as tech moguls like Musk have increasingly sought to influence cultural and political conversations. Musk's decision to expose Goldberg's alleged secrets can be seen as a flexing of his considerable influence, a signal that the tech world is not just about products and innovation, but about controlling narratives. This broader context makes Musk's attack on Goldberg more than just a personal feud. It's a reflection of the cultural battle being waged between those who push progressive liberal ideas and those who feel that this progressivism has become extreme, bordering on authoritarianism. The woke movement, which advocates for racial justice, gender equality, and the dismantling of systemic inequalities, has become a flashpoint in this cultural war. To Musk and his supporters, the movement represents an overreach, a well-intentioned but ultimately harmful attempt to control free speech and stifle dissent. To people like Goldberg, the movement is about righting historical wrongs and ensuring that marginalized voices are heard. These two perspectives are colliding with ferocity in the Musk-Goldberg conflict, making it a defining moment in the larger battle over free speech and cultural authority. For Musk, exposing Goldberg's so-called secrets was not just an attack on her as a person, but an indictment of the entire Hollywood system. Hollywood has long been seen as a bastion of progressive politics, with many of its most famous figures publicly supporting movements like Black Lives Matter, Me Too, and environmental causes. However, Musk has suggested that this liberal culture masks a more insidious reality, where the elites are just as complicit in wrongdoing as those they criticize. By targeting Goldberg specifically, Musk aimed to challenge the authenticity of Hollywood's moral high ground. His insinuations that Goldberg harbors dark secrets are meant to show that the self-righteousness of the woke elite is, in his view, deeply hypocritical. From a media perspective, this confrontation is a masterclass in how public narratives are shaped and manipulated. While Goldberg has yet to respond in full detail, the implications of Musk's attack are already having an impact. The controversy feeds into a wider debate about cancel culture, where high-profile individuals are exposed, often through social media, for past actions or comments that are deemed unacceptable by today's standards. Musk's attack flips the script, making him the attacker rather than the attacked, but still leveraging the power of exposure to discredit Goldberg in the court of public opinion. The difference here, however, is that Musk isn't just exposing a past misstep or problematic statement. He's implying a deeper, more hidden series of actions, creating a sense of mystery and scandal that is often far more damaging than a specific claim. The ambiguity of Musk's accusations also plays into the larger trend of information warfare in today's media environment. By hinting at secrets without providing evidence, Musk taps into a widespread mistrust of celebrities and elites. In the age of fake news and widespread conspiracy theories, the public has become increasingly willing to believe that powerful people are hiding dark truths. Musk, whether intentionally or not, is capitalizing on this skepticism. His accusations against Goldberg need not be true for them to be effective. The mere suggestion that Goldberg is hiding something is enough to create doubt, erode trust, and encourage speculation. This tactic of casting aspersions without providing hard evidence is a hallmark of modern political discourse, particularly in social media environments where claims can go viral before they can be fact-checked. Musk's use of X, his own platform, to disseminate his accusations adds another layer of intrigue to this case. As the owner of the platform, Musk has a significant amount of control over how information is spread, making it more difficult for his critics to counter his narrative. While this doesn't mean Musk's words are automatically taken as truth, it does give him a considerable advantage in shaping the conversation, especially when his opponents rely on the same platform to respond. Goldberg, despite her stature and influence, finds herself in an unenviable position. While she has decades of experience dealing with public controversy, the nature of Musk's attack is more insidious than the typical celebrity feud. Musk's call for an investigation into Goldberg's past raises the stakes considerably, as it implies that there are serious, potentially legal issues at play. Whether Musk is serious about this or simply trying to stir the pot remains unclear, but the idea alone is enough to plant doubt in the minds of the public. Moreover, the suggestion of an investigation brings to mind the many high-profile figures in recent years who have been brought down by revelations of misconduct, often years or decades after the fact. In an era where no secret seems safe from exposure, Musk's insinuations about Goldberg are enough to keep her on the defensive. The power dynamics at play in this situation are also worth noting. Musk, as the world's richest man, represents an unparalleled level of influence. He controls not only one of the most important social media platforms, but also some of the world's most forward-thinking companies, like Tesla and SpaceX. His wealth, coupled with his cult-like following, gives him a level of authority that few can match. Goldberg, while highly influential in her own right, is primarily a cultural figure. Her power lies in her ability to shape public opinion through her television appearances and her advocacy for progressive causes. In this clash of titans, Musk's wealth and technological control give him a distinct advantage, allowing him to frame the narrative in ways that Goldberg may struggle to counter. However, Goldberg's status as a Hollywood icon also gives her certain defenses. Over the course of her career, she has built up a strong base of support, particularly among those who share her views on social justice and equality. Many of her fans see her as a trailblazer who has consistently spoken out for the marginalized, and they are likely to stand by her, even in the face of Musk's accusations. In some ways, Musk's attack on Goldberg could even backfire, reinforcing her status as a victim of a powerful, wealthy, elite figure who is trying to discredit her for standing up for what she believes in. The optics of a billionaire attacking a black woman who has spent her career advocating for civil rights could galvanize her supporters, further entrenching the cultural divide that Musk is ostensibly trying to address. Another angle to consider is the potential legal ramifications of Musk's statements. While public figures like Goldberg and Musk are generally afforded less protection from defamation claims due to their prominence, Musk's suggestions of wrongdoing without evidence could potentially cross the line into defamatory territory. If Goldberg were to pursue legal action, it would add yet another layer of complexity to this already multifaceted story. Defamation cases, especially involving public figures, are notoriously difficult to win, but they can still serve as powerful statements of intent, signaling that the attacked party is willing to fight back. If Goldberg were to take this route, it would escalate the situation even further, turning a public spat into a full-blown legal battle. For now, however, the situation remains largely a battle of public perception. Musk has thrown down the gauntlet, and the question is how Goldberg will respond. If she chooses to engage with Musk directly, it could lead to a prolonged and very public conflict, with both sides digging in their heels and their supporters becoming more entrenched. On the other hand, if Goldberg opts to ignore Musk's provocations, she risks allowing the accusations to fester without a counter-narrative. potentially damaging her reputation in the long term. The stakes are high for both individuals, as this conflict has the potential to define their public personas for years to come. The ongoing conflict between Elon Musk and Whoopi Goldberg is far more than a celebrity spat. It is emblematic of larger societal dynamics and cultural conflicts that are shaping public discourse today. To fully grasp the importance and potential consequences of this feud, it is essential to delve into the intricate layers of influence, power, and ideology that both Musk and Goldberg represent. This conflict brings into sharp focus the evolving nature of celebrity status, the impact of social media on public narratives, and the tensions between progressive ideals and free speech that currently dominate many global conversations. First, let's explore the broader context that has allowed Elon Musk and Whoopi Goldberg to become so influential in their respective domains. Musk, a technological entrepreneur whose innovations in electric cars, space exploration, and social media platforms have reshaped industries, has built a persona as an iconoclast, someone who challenges established norms and isn't afraid to speak his mind. His ventures with Tesla and SpaceX, coupled with his ownership of X, formerly Twitter, have positioned him as a symbol of futuristic ambitions and as a key player in the global economy. Musk's ability to command attention with a single tweet and his penchant for making bold, often controversial statements make him a unique figure in today's cultural and political landscape. He represents the libertarian-leaning anti-establishment rhetoric that appeals to many people frustrated with traditional systems of governance and control. On the other hand, Whoopi Goldberg's influence stems from decades of work as a multi-talented entertainer, talk show host, and activist. Her voice on The View gives her a platform to share her progressive values, where she addresses issues ranging from racial inequality to gender rights and social justice. Unlike Musk, whose wealth and technological innovations allow him to impact global markets and policy discussions, Goldberg's influence lies more in the cultural and political spheres. Her ability to shape opinions through conversations about current events and societal norms has earned her significant respect, especially among those who align with liberal and progressive values. As a black woman who has been in the spotlight for decades, Goldberg also embodies the importance of representation in media, advocating for causes that resonate with marginalized communities. Her advocacy comes with a moral weight that she uses to navigate difficult conversations about systemic racism, sexism, and inequality. Given this backdrop, it's no surprise that the clash between Musk and Goldberg has become a flashpoint for wider debates. One of the most critical elements to consider in this unfolding conflict is the way each figure uses their platform. Musk, with his control over X, leverages a social media platform that has become increasingly integral to political and cultural discussions. Social media, for better or worse, has the power to elevate or destroy reputations with lightning speed. The influence of a single tweet can ripple through global discourse, altering public perceptions almost instantaneously. Musk's use of his platform to expose Goldberg's alleged dark secrets is particularly significant because it exemplifies the way modern power structures work. Whereas in the past, public figures would rely on traditional media outlets to deliver narratives and respond to attacks, Musk bypasses those institutions, allowing him to speak directly to millions of people. His platform gives him the unprecedented ability to control the narrative on his terms. This level of control over a global communications platform also raises questions about the ethics of wielding such influence. Musk has always presented himself as a champion of free speech, and his acquisition of X was framed as a move to prevent censorship and allow more diverse voices to be heard. However, his use of the platform to publicly shame Goldberg blurs the line between advocating for open dialogue and using a personal grudge to undermine someone's reputation. When powerful individuals like Musk have both the wealth and the technological tools to shape public discourse, it challenges the notion of what free speech truly means. Is it free if one side has an outsized ability to reach and influence millions, while the other has to rely on traditional channels of response? The power imbalance in this case could skew the conversation and present serious ethical dilemmas about the future of free speech in the digital age. Goldberg, meanwhile, represents the more traditional form of celebrity influence. Her platform, The View, is a daytime talk show that appeals to a more mainstream, generally progressive audience. While the show is influential and reaches millions of viewers, It operates within the confines of a format that is slower to react compared to the real-time nature of social media platforms like X. Television, by its nature, cannot respond as rapidly to events as social media can, giving Musk a considerable advantage in setting the terms of the debate. Moreover, Goldberg's position as a host on a show with a specific editorial angle limits her ability to engage in unfiltered conversation, unlike Musk, who can tweet impulsively and without editorial oversight. The structure of The View forces Goldberg into a reactive mode, where she must wait for the next broadcast to address Musk's accusations. This lag time can diminish her ability to control the narrative in the same way Musk does. Another layer to this conflict is how it taps into the public's growing disillusionment with celebrity culture. In recent years, the public's relationship with celebrities has become more complicated, as people have started to question the moral authority and privilege that come with fame. The term celebrity no longer carries the same connotation it once did. In the past, celebrities were seen as larger-than-life figures whose opinions and actions were often considered beyond reproach. Today, however, many are beginning to view celebrities with suspicion, particularly when they position themselves as moral authorities on societal issues. This skepticism has been amplified by the rise of cancel culture, where public figures are scrutinized for their past actions and statements, often leading to swift backlash. Musk's attack on Goldberg plays into this dynamic, as he is effectively questioning her moral legitimacy. By suggesting that Goldberg harbors dark secrets, Musk is not just targeting her personally, he is also casting doubt on the authenticity of her progressive values and the credibility of her public persona. He is feeding into the narrative that celebrities, especially those who champion social justice causes, are often guilty of hypocrisy. This line of attack has resonated with many of Musk's supporters, who view Hollywood as a bastion of liberal elitism that is disconnected from the everyday struggles of ordinary people. To them, Musk's exposure of Goldberg's alleged hypocrisy is a victory against the perceived moralizing of Hollywood elites. It allows them to reinforce their belief that celebrities who preach equality and justice are often guilty of the same faults they criticize in others. On the flip side, Goldberg's defenders argue that Musk's attacks are an attempt to discredit someone who has spent her life fighting for marginalized communities. For them, Goldberg represents the values of fairness, inclusion, and justice, and Musk's attempts to tear her down are seen as an effort to undermine those values. They argue that Musk, with his immense wealth and influence, is emblematic of the very systems of power and privilege that Goldberg speaks out against. In their eyes, Musk's critique of Goldberg is not about holding her accountable, but rather about silencing a voice that challenges the status quo. This conflict, therefore, becomes a proxy war between two competing visions of society. One that sees progressive ideals as the path toward a more just and equitable future, and another that views the woke movement as an overreach that threatens free speech and individual liberties. The cultural implications of this conflict go beyond just Musk and Goldberg. They speak to a broader tension in society about the role of public figures in shaping moral and political debates. Historically, celebrities have often been involved in social and political causes, from the civil rights movement to environmental activism. Their involvement has helped bring attention to important issues, leveraging their fame to raise awareness and influence public opinion. However, in today's polarized environment, celebrity involvement in politics is increasingly met with skepticism and backlash. Many people feel that celebrities are out of touch with the realities of everyday life, and their opinions on complex issues are often dismissed as shallow or self-serving. Musk's criticism of Goldberg taps into this sentiment, as it reflects a growing weariness of the perceived moralizing of celebrities. Another fascinating element of this saga is the role of investigative journalism and how it contrasts with social media-driven exposés. Musk's insinuations that Goldberg should be investigated suggest a desire for a deeper, more methodical examination of her past, something akin to what investigative journalism traditionally provides. However, the pace of social media, where stories are posted and amplified in real time, leaves little room for the slow, methodical work that true investigative reporting requires. Musk's call for an investigation may appeal to those who want immediate answers, but the truth often takes time to uncover. In the current media climate, where attention spans are short and the hunger for scandal is high, this kind of slow journalism may struggle to compete with the sensationalism and rapid dissemination of social media-driven controversies. Musk's attack on Goldberg, thus, underscores a larger trend in modern media where the thirst for instant information can overshadow deeper, more nuanced investigations into the truth. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what's your take on Musk exposing Whoopi Goldberg's secrets? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.